All that coming up, we begin this hour.
In Bob's pocket. Look, it's the elf.
Right now, Senator John McCain has pressed especially hard for answers about the September 11th attack in Benghazi, Libya, that killed the United States Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans. A blistering new report calls the State Department's security preparations in Benghazi, and I'm quoting now, grossly inadequate. On Capitol Hill today, department officials promised to do better as lawmakers' outrage quickly turned partisan.
From the very beginning of the Benghazi events, every member of this committee has shared with the President and Secretary Clinton our determination to get all the facts about what happened and why in Benghazi.
The board's report takes a clear-eyed look at serious systemic problems which are unacceptable.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ambassador, but your statement that the President and Secretary Clinton made clear that it was a terrorist attack right afterwards is not true.
There's a long tradition of bipartisanship in this committee, how we should be standing side by side when we are dealing with attacks on our people overseas. It really cheapens that to make it into some kind of a gotcha game, or to try to make it into some conspiracy.
Kate Baldwin is here in the Situation Room with me. Senator John McCain is joining us now from Capitol Hill. Senator McCain, thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks.
Are you satisfied with this report?
Well, I think it was significant, and I think it was very helpful, and I have a lot of confidence in the witnesses, especially Thomas Pickering and Bill Burns. Obviously, we still want the Secretary of State to testify, but well, if there are many unanswered questions ranging from the talking points and why classified information was not used, which would have changed the entire narrative, to what was the President and the Secretary of State doing, why were the warnings ignored both before and during, why were not DOD, Department of Defense military capability available over a 7-hour period. There's a long list of questions that need to be answered, so I still think we need an independent commission, but I appreciate the testimony today.
An independent commission beyond this report that Ambassador Pickering and Admiral Mullen helped put together. What specifically do you want to hear from the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, when she testifies supposedly mid-January sometime?
Well, among other things, what did she know about these warnings, these constant warnings that she received as late as August 16th, where they stated unequivocally that in the case of an attack that the consulate was not defensible? What actions were taken? What did she know about it? Why is it that Ambassador Stevens' last message before he was killed was his concerns about security? Why was there so few people there? There are so many, as I say, so many questions, and ranging from before, during, and after, including this whole business of giving the American people information. The President of the United States, as late as September 25th, before the UN, where he talked about hateful videos. Why did the President of the United States say in his debate with Romney that he had called it a terrorist attack on September the 12th, when now we know that that very day he gave an interview with CBS, which we didn't find out until after the election, that he said he didn't know whether it was a terrorist attack or not. There's a whole bunch of, and why would Ambassador Rice say that Al-Qaeda is decimated? We know Al-Qaeda wasn't decimated. Why is it that she would say that the security of our consulates and embassies is good, when we all know now that they are clearly not?
I want to move on to some other subjects,
sure.
Senator, but the Ambassador, Susan Rice, she's not going to be the next Secretary of State. 4 State Department officials have now resigned in the aftermath of this report that was released this week. Is that enough? Should more heads roll?
Well, again, we want to know what the President and the Secretary of State knew. Where was the President during these 7 hours? Where was the Secretary of State during these 7 hours? We've had plenty of views of them watching the raid that took out bin Laden. What were their actions during this period of time as well? So, of course, supposedly the buck stops at the president's desk.